Hey everyone, welcome to Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Now in this video, I'm going to discuss an article that I've just discovered from earlier this month. And in this article, it explains one of the darker theories for the ending of Halloween Ends. I felt it was worth presenting to you in a video because the idea actually lines up with some of David Gordon Green's comments about his final film in the trilogy, and if it ends up coming to pass, it will make a lot of people very angry, just as Jamie Lee Curtis has said it would. Let's go! So Screen Rant recently posted an article that dives into a theory that I have mentioned here before on the channel, but have not spent a whole lot of time talking about it. Now, after reading this article, I decided that now was the time to make a video about it in more detail. Now, the headline reads, Theory, Carpenter's Halloween Ends tease reveals Allison kills Laurie. Halloween Ends' John Carpenter influences could point at a major twist that will anger the audience as promised. Allison killing Laurie. Now the article goes on to say, the Halloween reboot trilogy introduced Laurie's daughter, Karen, and granddaughter Allison, who joined her fight against Michael after his return to Haddonfield in 2018. Although the trilogy is a continuation of Carpenter's original movie and thus ignores all the sequels, it has referenced all those movies in different ways, and this, along with the tease linked to another Carpenter movie, could be pointing at Allison killing Laurie in Halloween Ends. Speaking to Empire in October of 2021, Halloween director David Gordon Green spoke about his plans for Halloween Ends, explaining it's a more intimate movie and even called it kind of a coming-of-age film. Green also spoke about honoring Carpenter with Halloween Ends and mentioned Christine as an influence, even telling Carpenter when sending him a draft that if it felt too Christine to let him know. Now, Christine is a supernatural horror movie directed by John Carpenter in 1983 and based on the novel of the same name by Stephen King. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with Christine, it follows a teenager named Arnie Cunningham. He buys a used, dilapidated 1958 Plymouth Fury from an old man named Roland LeBay, and the car's name is Christine. Now, as Arnie begins to restore it, he also starts to change. He stops wearing his glasses, his acne clears up, he starts dressing like a 1950s greaser, and becomes arrogant, humorless, and very cynical. Now, Christine turns out to have a mind of its own and be linked to various tragedies. It has a possessive personality, and it literally ends up possessing Arnie. Now, exactly what influenced Green when working on the Halloween Ends script is unknown, of course, but Christine could reveal a twist that links to Michael Myers being supernatural and to a storyline from one of the now ignored sequels. Now, just to serve as a reminder, back in October 2021, speaking to NME, Jamie Lee Curtis said, Halloween Ends will blow people's minds, but it also will make people very angry and be shocking because it asks a lot of questions. And Michael Myers actor Nick Castle, remember, said at a convention, and I reported on this a couple weeks ago, that Halloween Ends will have a surprise ending. Now, of course, there are many ways Halloween Ends could go in order to make the audience angry, of course, but taking into account the events of Halloween Kills, and obviously Michael now being supernatural again, because there's no way he rose up from that mob fight and to kill everyone if there's not a supernatural element. It just is. And so if you factor that into the influence of Christine, Halloween Ends could make a lot of people angry by repeating a storyline of possession. All right, so I want to give my thoughts on this and just say that in my mind, for me personally, Allison killing Laurie would just be terrible. That would be a horrible thing to do. I 100% agree that it would absolutely make everyone angry, and I just don't like that idea whatsoever. What I think though would be more likely if this is the scenario they're going, if the whole idea of possession, like the evil that's within Michael, is this intangible, this immaterial, spiritual, if you will, evil that is giving him his strength that's within him. If the idea that evil will continue to live on, when he dies, then I could see a different scenario playing out. Not that Allison kills Laurie, but I could see Laurie killing Michael. And basically, as he's dying, then that evil is somehow transferred to Allison, and she then takes on the Michael Myers persona, what have you. The evil's within her, and or better yet, maybe Michael kills Laurie, and then after killing Laurie, he himself dies because of the fight that him and Laurie had together. And now he's dying, and as his final breath is taken, there is some transference from him into Allison, and now she possesses the evil that Michael once had, and that's how the movie would end. Again, this probably might just be my absolute least favorite idea to end this movie. There's others I'm not crazy about, but I would take them over this idea. So I'm a little bit nervous because the Christine reference, that's what the whole movie's about. Christine is about this guy being possessed by the spirit of the car, essentially. And David's saying that this is going to be a huge inspiration from Christine. So these things have me a little bit concerned. I gotta tell you, I've been nervous about the radio tower for a long time. What role will it play? Well, now I'm starting to get more nervous, and not about the radio tower, but this idea about Allison and this Christine reference and inspiration. Could there be something to this theory? It sounds a little far out, a little bit out there. However, I don't know. I can't say it's impossible. And the article concludes with the following. Allison being possessed by Michael Myers in Halloween Ends could also mean that she knows what his weaknesses are, and she could use this valuable information to get rid of him. Once she realizes that she killed her grandmother under the influence and manipulation of Myers, Allison could go after him and really hurt him in ways that no one could have known, but that were revealed to her thanks to him taking over her mind and body. So Allison will truly be Halloween's final girl, as she'd be the one who finally killed Michael Myers. Again, not a fan of that situation. Allison killing Laurie would be absolutely horrible. I would hate it. I would be very angry with that if they went that direction. I would much rather see Jamie Lee or Laurie in this case, Laurie and Michael battling to the end. And like I say, if Laurie dies, which I think she will, Michael kills her and he almost dies and actually ends up dying. And then the spirit goes into Allison. So if this scenario is going to play out, that's the way I would want to see it. But I'm not a fan of it any way you look at it. I thought it's interesting enough to make a video to talk about and start discussing it, because there's going to be something, according to Jamie Lee Curtis, that's going to make us very angry. And Nick Castle said it's going to be a surprise, shocking ending that he says he doesn't think anyone's going to see coming. So I don't know. When you mix all that together, I think there's reason to be a little, at least talk about it. I mean, be a little concerned. That's what I am, a little concerned. But I want to know what you guys think about it. So leave your comments below right now. I want to hear what your theories are, your opinions and ideas about Allison. What do you think about her being ultimately taking over the spirit of Michael Myers, the evil that's within him, transferring in a possession type situation like we saw with Christine, the movie. So tell me what you guys think about that. I would love to start talking to you about it in the comments below. So let's do that and start talking about it and dialoguing about it. All right. Well, guys, listen, that's going to be it for this update. I'll be back soon, though, with more Halloween Ends and other horror movie content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, this is Craven Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Thanks for watching.